Ramble.
Thank you to HelloFresh, Misen, MeUndies, and DoorDash for sponsoring today's episode of the TryPod. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. We did it, everybody! We got 100 episodes! Oh, boy, yeah! We're making everybody laugh on the road if you're in your car right now, but if you're on your couch, we're making you laugh on the couch! Thanks for being our friends and fans for so long! All right, that was today's episode, guys. Make sure to check us out. Rate us 5 stars.
We're canceling the show. We love you all. We'll see you on Guilty Pleasures.
We're just kidding. This is our 100th episode of the TryPod. So exciting. We're so happy to be here. It is also my episode of the TryPod.
I thought he was going to say your birthday. And I was like, shut the fuck up.
No, you know it's my birthday's after yours.
We have enough episodes to be syndicated. That's
Oh
like
my
all
gosh.
the sitcoms.
We are friends.
Yeah, all sitcoms just want to get to 100 episodes. That way they can play reruns on TBS and get checks forever and ever.
Oh, we should play the TryPod on TBS. How do we make that happen?
Only on TBS.
Only on
Reno
TBS.
funny.
I do have YouTube TV now. I finally bought it,
Yeah.
so I do have like a cable package, and I've watched a couple things on cable, and it is fun. You know, when you're like, I don't want to watch on Netflix. It is fun to go see what do people watch on TV at this time.
Yeah.
What is on right now, and it's a lot of movies. Movies playing
Really?
on TV is a huge thing, especially on the weekends. It always has been, but like when you go and you see it now, it's crazy.
I feel bad. The kids these days, they won't know the joy and the frustration of watching one movie over the course of 4 hours on TV
With all the good scenes
commercial
cut out.
breaks.
Worst.
Yeah.
Did you guys know when you watch SNL Live, it's a 90-minute show?
Yeah, it's forever. It's an hour and a half.
Forever. I also got YouTube TV because of the football season. Pretty expensive. I don't know. I might cancel it, but
It's expensive. I think it's a crazy expensive cable
crazy.
package.
It's a lot.
Personally,
It's like
I probably
$60.
should have done like I should have just added it to my phone.
I'm like, I
don't
don't
know.
watch half these channels.
I know.
But did you guys know that some news channels are 24 hours? It's like they always talk about 24-hour cable news, and I'm like, shit. They really out here filling like every single hour of the day with bullshit news stories.
Yeah, it's kind
some
of
of which
what,
are
like,
not bullshit, obviously,
That's
but
kind of what's destroying the world.
kind of what's destroying the world.
But we don't have too much content. We have 100 episodes of the TryPod.
Yeah.
Eugene's here too.
Yeah.
I saw the look on your face. We almost got to a dark place thinking about how news is.
I was like, no.
You're like, no. Stay happy.
That's true. But you know, you can watch live football, pause it, rewind it, mix it up. Crazy. Apparently this technology has existed for so long too.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
I had no idea this was our 100th episode. It really is quite shocking to me. But
We got
you've got some
enough?
stuff planned, Keith?
Well, I have like a couple things planned.
A game?
Kind of a game. I guess
game?
it could be a game. No, because it's my episode of the TryPod, and I have been thinking about things that I really like. Like maybe if I've like smoked a lot of weed on a Saturday, and I'm thinking, what do I like the most in life? What is one of my driving things? And one of my driving things is music. And I know that we love music, but I was thinking, like, I bet we all have both positive and negative stories that are very interesting at different parts of our lives about music. Could be like when you did a music recital as a child, or being forced to take piano lessons and you have a crazy piano lesson teacher. I think music is something that's so ingrained in us, and we don't think about how many memories we actually have related to music.
Wow.
A million just flooded to my
I'm
memory.
sure. I
that
knew.
are
I
good.
knew. I
love
was
this.
thinking like Zach's gonna have a million. He's been living in the music industry since he was a child. But there's lots of that and more. We also might even talk about the reboot of the Rugrats for a moment, because that's coming back, and I'm excited about it.
And I bet you we'll touch on bathtubs and eggs, because it is our 100th episode after all.
Yeah,
That's right. All that and more on today's episode of the TryPod. But first, we got to make a little money. You say goodbye, and I say HelloFresh. That's right, HelloFresh. You know HelloFresh. You get the fresh, pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door. HelloFresh lets you skip those trips to the grocery store and makes home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. And that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. You know, sometimes you got busy days. Today is a really busy day for us. We've got some shoots in the afternoon. So when I get home, it's going to be really great for me to already have dinner kind of planned, right? Everything's going to be ready. I can pull it out of the packaging. I can chop it on up and make a delicious meal without really thinking about it, without worrying, without having that dreaded conversation of, what do you want for dinner? I don't know. What do you want for dinner? They have healthy options, so it's never been easier to eat. Low-cal, carb-smart, vegetarian, pescatarian options every week. So go to HelloFresh.com/TryPod12 and use code TryPod12 for 12 free meals, including free shipping. So much freedom. That's HelloFresh.com/TryPod12 and use our code TryPod12. That will get you 12 free meals and free shipping.
Cha-ching!
All right, welcome back. Okay, so let's talk about music. My first question to everybody was, did you have to take lessons in any instrument as a child?
Yes.
What was it?
Piano.
When? How old were you? What was...
3 to 10.
3 years old?
Yeah.
You were
My mother was a concert pianist.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she went to college for piano.
Did you ever go see her play?
No, because I was born in Podunk, Texas, where she made her money as a tutor. So she wasn't like, playing in concert
tutor.
halls.
Right.
She became a homemaker after she immigrated here.
Did she give you piano lessons? Mm-hmm. Oh.
And that's the reason I don't know how to play piano.
Wait,
I didn't want to do what my mom was trying to make me do.
It's your mom rather than the hot piano teacher.
Yeah.
Wait, did you have a hot piano teacher?
No, I didn't, but I think I would have stuck with it if I did.
Yeah, if you had like a smoke show.
Yeah, I was in middle school, and it could have been a great opportunity for me to really like piano.
Honestly, hot music lessons is an industry. Like hotties teaching like trombone and like hotties teaching harp. Like that, I think there's a business thing there. It's like all of our private lessons are the hottest college
really
students who know how to teach.
Yeah, I did piano until I was about 6th grade.
Did you like it? Or was it just
I
something
liked it
you had
okay,
to do?
but it started out as something I had to do. So as a, once I kind of developed my more own interests, I wanted to do that more. Same with with tennis. My dad plays a lot of tennis, and I was doing tennis lessons ever since I was a little kid. And then around middle school, I was like, I kind of like soccer more. But I think part of that was because it was like soccer was my thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Tennis always feels like, and same with piano. My mom loves playing piano. You don't want to do your parents' thing. You want to kind of find your own thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
I just realized that Ned and I are wearing these like Easter tie-dye shirts, and you're both wearing dark denim. It's a very funny contrast.
Yeah.
Cool
All right,
vibe.
we'll be super positive and bubbly this whole show. You guys can be
Dark
moody.
and reserved. So my brother Brian took piano lessons, and I don't know if I was offered piano lessons and denied them, but I did not get piano lessons.
Really?
And in my memory, they just decided I didn't need them. I
Take
think it was,
other music lessons?
I never had music lessons as a child, not until I was in 7th grade.
And that's when you started French horn.
Yeah, I switched from trumpet to French horn because the high school band director, who was also middle school band director, said, Keith, we will give you a French horn to use from the school, and I will teach you how to play French horn over the summer if you'll switch to French horn.
It's kind of weirdly this
cool.
decision that changed the course of your life, right?
100%. Going into college, I thought I was going to be a professional French horn player.
Yeah, I love this.
Like I spent so much time. Like I practiced French horn every night by myself, always, like for hours, and like I play. And I think of it from my parents' perspective. French horn's a loud instrument, and sometimes I would do it in the fucking living room while watching TV and just running scales.
Are there any soft instruments, though? I feel like they're all loud.
Acoustic
Especially
guitar.
when a kid is trying to do it.
But
I guess you're right. Everything's kind of fucking loud. You can only make so much noise out of a flute, but they're so shrill.
I mean, my little sister played drums, and she
That's
was
the
not
worst.
good.
That's
and
the worst.
Drums are loud.
It was fucking loud. And we didn't have her tucked away in the basement. It was just a little folding wall. So I'd say that is the nuisance number one. But what I'm impressed with you is like, it's really hard at any age to have the discipline to practice. That's what doomed me with all the instruments that I played. But you stuck with it, which I don't know where that comes from.
I think it was because a lot of my playing was figuring out how to play popular songs on the
smart.
French horn. So like I would like listen to what the high school marching band was playing. They had like the school fight song, stuff like that, and I would learn it And now I'd learn it in the wrong key. I would learn it whatever key I could play. And I would just learn the fingering charts of it, and I would just play it. And I would just be like, yeah, exactly. Let's go, owls. We were the owls, but in the South, everyone said owls, so it's very funny. It sounds like a bunch of guys named Al running out in the field. But I really stuck to it, and then I started doing honor bands and solo and ensemble, which is where you go by yourself, and you go and you play, and there's a wall, so you can't see someone, and you just play a piece. You walk in and say, hi, my name's Keith, and I'm going to be playing Concert Rondo by Mozart. And then you play it, and then they say, thank you, and then you leave. And then later in the day, you get a grade. And you get a trophy related to that grade. Is it fucking raining?
It is.
It's raining, yeah.
What's that noise?
Raining?
It's shocking.
Are you crazy?
And it's dark out.
Guys,
There's paper over the window.
I opened the window. I couldn't really see.
thought it was pitch
I couldn't tell because of the glare from the light. I'm like, it's fucking black outside, guys. It's real here. Yeah, I can see that now.
It's cloudy.
It's
I also was like, it looks so dark out.
It's like nighttime outside. That was shocking.
My fondest memory, though, of playing the French horn in my whole life was when I was a junior in high school. So this year, I have a car, and I had a really shitty minivan. And my friends in the high school band, we had a brass quintet. Ooh. So it was me, Van Bryant, Les McDonald, Trent Johnson, and Hank Replogle.
Those feel like a motley crew. Like
we were
a real
motley
cast
crew.
Of characters.
And
Fucking Les always getting
Les is awesome. He's actually the only one of us who is actually professional instrumentalist now.
Oh, cool.
He's a great trumpet player, cool guy, and he was also one of the only black kids in Carthage. So I think it's he was very cool and strong, because I'm sure it was very hard for him growing up in that southern town, especially pursuing art and being so good at it. But he's dope. But we did a thing called Brass Quintet in a Van. And we would load up into my van, and we would go and park outside of apartment complexes or at the grocery store parking lot or the Walmart parking lot. And we would sort of screech in, me driving, and we'd park in a spot. We'd fling all the doors open, and our tuba player was in the trunk, so we had to someone had to run out and open the trunk for him. We'd play a song, and then we'd scream, go, 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 and slam all the doors and speed off. Like we had just pulled a heist, but all we did was play a piece of classical music in the middle of a parking lot or an apartment complex. People loved it. It was a very fun way to spend your Saturday, and also it was good practice. We were actually practicing things we needed to do for a solo and ensemble for other things.
This is you in high school?
This is me in high school.
Yeah, I was way more big piece of shit.
I mean, I probably was a piece of shit too, but that was one thing we did that was so fun. It was just a more fun way to practice. And I think that is something if you want to be good at instruments, you need to find fun ways to practice, or at least ways that you are having fun while practicing. And that might even just be watching TV and running your scales. It's sort of the same as people who watch TV and run on a treadmill. You can kind of do both.
I played guitar. I played trumpet. I got too lazy to do either.
Whoa.
But I was in the all-state band for a while for trumpet. I did that thing, which is not...
Is that good?
Yeah.
How old were you?
Young. It was from elementary to middle school.
Is that less good?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but it's still
pretty good.
It's still tough.
Still pretty good.
I had to go audition.
You auditioned, and you got placed into a state honor band.
Well, so there are two recital memories that jump to mind. One where I was just the coolest motherfucker. One where I was not. So we had this band recital, and we had to do a jazz standard, and at one point, each of us had to get up and just do a solo, and it was based on our knowledge of music theory and scales.
A jazz solo?
Yeah, a jazz solo, and I'm
wow.
maybe in 6th grade.
Oh my God.
I am on the cusp of puberty.
That's tough.
I have been
Lisa
very
Simpson
lazy.
did it.
I have not been practicing. I am definitely the runt of the band litter. I am my buddy Cholhan, who was so good at trumpet, would always just laugh at me while we were playing, because I would skip notes. I'd let him carry me, and I was shameless about it. Right? Yeah. It was towards the end of my career, but we were doing this recital, and I spot my crush just front row. She's there, and I'm I gotta go, but I'm freaking out. I am sweating bullets.
Were you wearing a cool hat?
I'm probably a little fedora, you know. I wasn't, but like, let's
So
just picture
silly.
it.
Yeah, a little
Let's picture
middle
a
school
fedora.
sack with
Let's
the fedora.
picture a maroon vest.
Yeah.
What was your name?
Yes.
Name drop.
My crush, Leia.
Leia. That's
Yeah.
a good name.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a nice name.
Yeah.
That's a nice
She's
name.
married
Is there
now.
a Star Wars connection?
No, not
But,
spelled like that.
You're thinking about it a little bit
Yeah.
now, though, right?
Yeah. She was blonde.
And what was cool
Oh.
about her? Did she have like a cool style?
Yeah, what was cool? Like,
Leia, I had a real crush on Leia. I think I wrote about her in our book, but I changed the name. But now I'll out it.
Truth's out.
I did that thing where God, we're getting off music. I believed in grand romantic gestures as a kid, but not actually like talk. I was too afraid to talk to her.
Oh, sure.
So I like went for Valentine's Day. I got this whole package for her, like teddy bear, the chocolate. She had a boyfriend.
oh my God.
I gave her the
Rough.
gift, thinking like that would win her over.
Oh, my.
And it didn't. And by the way, I did that like multiple more times.
Oh my God.
Not just to her. Like I
Zach.
thought that was how
No wonder you wrote about this in the book.
It was. You guys didn't read my chapter?
Yeah, but like I skimmed it.
So anyway, I see Leia and I'm like, I gotta just go for it. And so I hadn't been practicing. I don't know what to do, but I got up and I just started fucking wailing, just like. And just going crazy, because like everyone else was trying to go like like they were trying to follow a note progression. Not me, baby. I was just going nuts. It worked.
Really?
People
You just
were
did Passion.
stunned. She came up to me right afterwards and she was like, "That was incredible. I'm not leaving my boyfriend for you, but that was amazing."
Whoa.
Like my band teacher was like, "Dude, where did that come from?" And I'm like, "Yo, I quit."
Whoa.
That's the best
I get
song.
away
I
with-
dropped out of there.
I get away with this once in my life, and I am
Whoa.
getting out of here
And-
never again.
And then you switched to performing arts.
Yeah,
A
well, then I'm like,
month-long.
oh, I want to be a rock star, but I don't want to practice. I'll do a viral video career and pretend to be a rock
Then we'll
star.
produce a show where we dress and act like rock stars.
It was
Yeah.
so stressful, but I pulled
really
off the
cool.
heist.
Wow, I mean I don't know how you did that.
I mean, neither.
It's quite challenging to play jazz because you do have to have a good understanding of basically every measure is going to be a different chord.
Yeah.
And you have to play within the chord, or you have to at least have to land your runs on the bass note or some note that makes sense in that chord. So it's actually fairly challenging.
I wish we could flash back to watch it, and it turns out I sounded like the opening of Soul in Pixar, where it's just like a cacophonous mess, and everyone's like, "Yay!"
It probably
It was sixth grade, right?
Yeah.
It probably was just the fact that you were so brave
Yeah.
and it was
Yeah.
like funny
Yeah.
and cool.
Nobody really cares what it sounds
Wait, so was this
like.
in the jazz band?
The whole thing probably sounded bad.
Yeah, because jazz band was hard to get to in my high school.
Or this was like the all-state band thing. I don't know what
Yeah.
that's what it was called.
Wow. So wait, you also did Allstate? I didn't know you did Allstate. I knew you played oboe.
Okay, this is giving me stress because I just realized
It was stressful.
I realized
it was fucking
how-
so stressful.
how I think I just blocked from my memory how much I worked as a child.
You did
Like,
a lot, yeah.
My average day during high school was started at 5 a.m. and I got home at 10 every day.
God.
When did you have
And-
time to watch Dragon Ball Z?
When did you do homework?
Fucking weekends.
Yeah.
One thing I wasn't good at was homework because I was just like bell curve baby. Still got better grades than other kids.
Yeah.
So I did oboe from 6th grade to 9th grade, but I stopped in 9th grade because you had to do marching band in Texas.
Yeah,
So
you
it was
have
requirement
Tennessee, too.
because we had one of the best marching bands in the state. Actually,
Is
At
a
school.
requirement if you're in the band or just
in the
okay,
band?
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, a requirement if you're serious about band, like because the best people got into the marching band, which my sisters did. My little sister did bassoon, so she ended up doing bass drum. My older
Yeah,
sister was
you don't
clarinet
march with a
player.
bassoon.
We were very involved kids. It's not the Asian stereotype thing because I don't want to push that, but it was like I was good at art, so I said, okay, I'm going to be like try to prove to my parents that I'm good at this by doing everything. And so I didn't want to do marching band because you had to wake up at 4 a.m. every day in the fall. And the reason I couldn't do that because I was on the swim team where you had to already wake up at 4 a.m.
Jeez.
Then I had to stop the swim team because I took 0-hour classes to get more credits, which started at 5:45 a.m.
The fuck's the
my
deal with
God.
that? You could swim in the afternoon.
So I was
guys.
already like dead. And then, so what I did in high school was I switched from band and I did choir and theater. And now for choir and theater, there's 3 shows in the year. I was involved in all of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I started choreographing all the shows for both.
Oh boy.
And on top of that, I had
Whoa.
Yuletide choir during the winter.
What's
where
Yuletide choir?
It's where you dress in Dickens
yeah, I
outfits.
think you know
and
It's
you carol.
man.
also sometimes called madrigals.
Madrigals, yeah.
Right,
I was
yeah.
big in the Yuletide scene.
Did you go door to door?
Door to door, but to like, business parties.
You go to
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
downtown is having like an open house, like a fair, and you'll go stand in front of the courthouse dressed like you're from the past,
Yep.
and singing
Exactly.
a cappella versions of classic hymns, and you'll sing all 5 verses of it, which no
Wow.
one's ever heard.
But again,
3, 4, and 5.
that was cutthroat because there's only 2 of every. You got 2 tenors, 2 basses, 2 sopranos, and 2 altos
Yeah.
who made the group.
Whoa.
So I would say like at least once a month I was in a high tension audition for either a play or I guess I was just a really fucking artsy kid. I liked it to be like, I guess it wasn't artsy, but music was constant.
Yeah.
Because then I go home, I'm fucking just playing piano all the time.
Wow.
Yeah. You guys like knives? Then you should get Misen. There's new knives. I've been cooking with them at home. I've been chopping up onions. I've been chopping up green peppers. When you have a good knife, it really makes all the difference, which is why Misen is a total game changer in the kitchen. And these are amazing. The Misen chef knife is a beautiful inside and out. Its unique sloped handle not only allows you to chop more efficiently, easily, and safely, but the elegant design also makes you want to show it off rather than stashing it in a drawer. Ooh la la, is that a knife or are you just happy to see me? Misen is 2 to 3 times less expensive than other premium knife brands. For the same amazing quality, Misen knives are crafted with high-grade stainless steel, so they stay sharper, longer, and they last a lifetime. I have been using these knives. They have been essential in our kitchen. Becky loves them too. We're just always chopping. Every night we chop ingredients to cook. Step up your cooking game now and head on over to Misen.com/tryguys for 20% off your first order. That's MISEN.com/tryguys for 20% off your first order. Misen.com/tryguys. I definitely relate in that. So in Tennessee, because the only thing I did marching band because that was like the only place to perform at that time, and also we had a good marching band. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I played the concert band, but doing like the solo and ensemble was like that was my only chance to go be like compete in a state tournament at all. That was like my high school career is like that's how I get accolades. That's how I will prove that I'm good at something. But in Tennessee, we have mid-state and then all-state, and like the first year I did mid-state, like I did kind of well, and I got like an alternate in all-state, and then the next year I did mid-state, I did like bad, and I was in a second band, so still good. I still like was in the top 20 French horn players in that region. That's pretty good. But then I went to Illinois, and to go to Illinois, the high school that I went to, Neuqua Valley High School, had 5 levels of band, and you had to
crazy.
audition, and I had to send in a tape to the school, the public high school I was going to go to get slotted into the band, and I got 4th chair in the top band, and I was ecstatic. So I was
Whoa.
like,
Of course you were.
they were playing harder stuff than I'd ever played in Allstate. But then when I went and did the regionals for our like IMEA, that's what it was called, their mid-state equivalent, I got like high enough that I got like 6th chair, but it was high enough that I got to go to Allstate too. Then I did the Allstate audition, and I'm like, I'd never been in Allstate like that. I had earned my way in. The other time I was like an alternate and got chosen in, but I earned my way in, and I did the blind audition, and I thought like I did okay, and I went and they post it on a fucking bulletin board, just like a high school
so
like call
stressful.
sheet, and I went and I was like I didn't do that great, so I like started at the top of the second band and I went down. I didn't see my name and like fuck, I didn't even make it band. It's like, no, I must be in the first band. So I looked at the bottom of the first band and worked my way up. And I was fucking first chair in the All-State Orchestra. It's like, I was the best. You were the best. I did it. I was the best. I've never been the best. I fucking did it. I was the best. I was the best. It was exciting. Wow. Yeah, it was really
Was
cool.
that your senior year?
Yeah.
It's been downhill ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
College
that
was so
moment.
much easier than high school.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was easier. It's just you were in control of your own schedule a bit more, so you didn't have to try hard unless you wanted to.
Yeah, maybe
But
that's
like, if I had to get like straight A's all through college, like high school, it's like that would have been hard.
Yeah, I think that's what I
It
mean.
would have
The
been
pressure.
but it's just
the pressure
like
was less.
the pressure was off.
Yeah, the
You're like,
pressure
I
was
got a
less.
B, whatever. I
guess-
did some more theater this semester.
For me too, also my college was like I was only taking classes that I was interested in. Once I got to
Yeah.
college, I didn't take a single math class. I didn't take.
Oh, they didn't make you take general education? No. Oh, we had to.
So-
So,
man.
so it was for me. It was
That
like
sucks.
all film theory, and then
So
like
fun.
evolutionary biology, like Kantian theory, literature, shit like that. Where I'm like, oh, cool, I can dive into this.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
for you, Ned, like I guess they wanted you to be a chemical man. So like in college, you're just like you probably should still be really good at this. Whereas at theater, I was like, I mean, I'm gonna do my best, but if it doesn't really suit me, I don't need to do that.
Yeah, real difference of scale, you know? Like you can really futz your way through a lot of the liberal arts classes.
Art is a little more objective
It's
than
just like-
science.
All A- for days if you had subpar work, but like if you just didn't know the answer on a chem test, you just didn't get it right.
Yeah.
You guys told a lot of fun stories about theater and music, and I did all that too. You know, I would say my school had a little bit more like nepotism, where the seniors always got the leads.
Oh, of
And
course.
so when
Oh,
I
of
was a
course.
senior, I was the lead and everything, and I was just like, but this is my right. Like, and it wasn't. I don't know. There was never if a freshman got like even like a speaking role, it's like, who's that?
Oh yeah.
Whoa,
That's-
they're one to
yeah.
watch.
That happens.
That happened in our
For
school.
sure.
Shout out to Daniel Imond, who came in my grade and just rocked the system. And the people who had
Yep.
put in their years above him, it's like, sorry, bro, Danny's on the scene now.
But one thing I did a lot that maybe we haven't talked about yet is I did all of these academic competitions where you go, like I did science competitions.
A math
I did math.
competition?
I was a mathlete. And it was just like so fun. Like you would go on a
That's
Saturday, like take a test and then just be like, bitch, I got all the questions right, and you did. You know, it's like you would prove that you were better than other schools.
Wait.
Yeah.
Were you taking it like you go into a room and quietly take a test?
Yep.
That would be half of it, and then there would be like a group problem-solving one. So like, here are 3 mysterious liquids of different densities. You have a ruler, a pencil, and a piece of Scotch tape. How are you going to determine the densities of the liquid?
Okay, that sounds fun because I'm picturing the scene from Mean Girls where the limit does not exist. But the first part you just said is that you willingly took extra tests
It's
on a
competitive
weekend.
standardized
dude.
testing.
That is
Yes,
crazy to
yes,
me.
bro.
I did it too.
But you
That's
think about
insane.
if
It's on
you're
the weekend to
really
get to
good
the
at
school.
standardized tests, like
Yeah.
I was, and probably still am, it feels awesome because you just know most of the answers, and then you get like rated at the end, and you prove you're better than fucking Bowles and Episcopal, bitch.
Yeah.
Fucking private school motherfuckers. Anyways, I was a bad mathlete. Like I didn't go to all the meetings, you know.
you're bad.
But I was
So
still
naughty.
I still, when they were like, "Hey, we have a competition. You want to come?" I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'm free." And so I got put on the second team. There were 4 people per team, but there was only 5 mathletes. So I was sitting at a table by myself doing the group competition, and it was so sad. I was very upset. I was like, I should have come to more meetings. I could have been with all the other people. But then in this group competition, they would call out after each question who got it right.
Wow.
I was like Stanton 1, Stanton 2, I was Stanton 2. And it would be like, and this question, Stanton 2 got it right. And like the 4 tier 1 mathletes would look over at me like,
yes.
how the fuck did you get that right?
Yes.
And I ended up by myself getting a better score than my
team?
entire rest of the team that had come to all the meetings.
He's a loose cannon, but he's the best we got.
Yeah, but
Bring it
I
in.
mean, there were some schools that were really good at mathletes. We could always dominate the science competitions, but like, never gonna beat freaking Nice in math.
I love music.
Yeah, both of my brothers did the math competition, and they were really good. So everyone was like, "Well, Keith's going to be really good." And I was like pretty good at math, but I was not the best at standardized tests. Especially, I was good at standardized tests, like in terms of like just taking tests at the school. But when it was like came to like ACT tests and like those kind of tests, I don't know why my brain just broke. And that's a common thing with a lot of like kids, I think. And I did terribly, and they were like, "Okay, well maybe." Maybe you won't go next year. And I was like, that's all good.
No.
It was a fun trip. We got to go on a school bus. We went to some college and we took a test and we got McDonald's. So it was still a good memory.
I got a music story.
Yeah.
So okay, I gotta explain one thing. I have a lot of really sad stories about my childhood being bullied, but that's like there's like Baby Eugene. I went through like many Pokemon evolutions. Even before graduating high school. I was like Baby Eugene, natural personality. Then he got bullied because people found out I was Asian. And then I was like trying to adapt to that. Look at him.
Hey, wait a minute.
Wait a
Then I thought I kind of got a grip of that. And then I was like, oh, fuck, I'm gay. And then I got real fucking awkward in middle school. And then there was this like butterfly moment in high school towards junior and senior year
Butterfree.
where the investment in art really paid off because although band is really expressive, I could sit and play oboe, not necessarily, gain a certain amount of confidence as a shy person that I did being in school plays or singing and dancing. So now I'm like, this is flooding back. So there are multiple opportunities between theater and choir where we basically put on our own performances, many of them just student designed. Like the last end of the year choir show is like people auditioning with their sets with group numbers done by the teacher, but the rest are chosen numbers that students audition for. So I always got a piece, which was always huge. And the 2 times I did it, I did Cell Block Tango, which was very controversial because they said, don't put them in these costumes. And I said, I'm gonna put them in whatever I want. Me and my friends, we're gonna be real sexy. They said, don't do the spread eagle. Still made them do the spread eagle. We're like 17. Yeah, I got what's it called? Like people complained. Like the parents complained about me.
Too hot.
I was like, this is the way I'm going to rebel, I think. And then the senior year, I did a number from
the
Aida.
number of freaking slutty cell block tangos I saw at State were just
and mine
more than 3.
Because mine would come after like someone doing off a hymn.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This was like a variety show.
So funny.
So you have like a hymn, someone doing like Selena, someone doing, I don't know, a old Texan country ditty, and then Cell Block Tango.
Wow.
And then the thing I just remembered was senior year, you can basically audition. God, so many auditions growing up. I just had a general high school, public high school. I was like 5,000 plus people. We had something called Mr. PHS. So they eliminated the women's pageant because it got too vicious between the girls. So they were like, we're going to do a men's pageant. So it was a men's pageant. If you're a senior, you auditioned to become a representative of a group. So I became Mr. Thespian Society, and you had a talent portion. So
Seems unfair.
So my talent portion. My talent portion was a sort of Baby One More Time inspired. Me and like all my friends who could dance, dressed in schoolboy outfits.
Wow.
But it was pointedly making fun of a teacher that had denied us to get other race-based organizations because Diversity Society was enough. So our school actually shut down.
Oh, whoa.
Getting like a Black specific, Asian specific, Latino specific. We were all part of Diversity Club. Yeah. So then this sketch I did was the teacher, one of my friends doing impersonation of this teacher who was in the audience. And then us rebelling, ripping up our papers, throwing it up, and then we do like a Missy Elliott performance. And the best part is you used to like record. I got in trouble for that too.
Wow, you ballsy motherfucker.
That's awesome.
Like this was my I look back and I'm like, senior year was great, and then I went to college and it was like another back to zero. But that was when you had to like sometimes do CDs or record on a cassette if you were doing something. So I had a cassette tape, and towards the end of it, we did a break where we had people break dancing and stuff, and the tape started stuttering and pausing, and as it did it, all of us naturally froze whenever it stopped.
Cool.
And everyone lost their shit.
Yeah.
Like the audience went fucking wild.
Wow.
And I ended up winning the pageant.
Hey.
And then you take the trophy and you stare right at your teacher and you
Also,
say,
I just remembered they had one interview question to snag the title with the final 3. And mine was, what's the best ice cream flavor?
That was
So ask
the
me.
question?
Yeah, ask me.
All right, Mr. Yang, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? What's the best ice cream flavor?
Neapolitan, because all the colors should be equal to white.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I guess I was.
We love Italians too.
That was my senior year. I
love that.
I was very involved. I was not partying. I don't think I went to any parties in high school.
No,
but I think I was liked in the high school by that point.
I think by then, yeah, absolutely. You led a revolt on stage and then won. And also, like, you referenced the diversity scandal with ice cream. Incredible.
Great.
I think you should.
so cool.
Don't worry about it. It's your own journey.
I don't think I ever talk about those stories.
No,
I forgot about them because I was so mad about race issues growing up in Texas, but I had no way to express them except through the stage. And I still got so many like people. I remember the parents were so mad.
Yeah.
Because the spread eagle was a lot. They were just like, Eugene, whatever you do, don't say screw in the milkman, say see in the milkman. Don't do the spread eagle. Don't. So I was like, okay, because in the choreography in the movie especially, she opens her legs and he's holding her so they look like they're 69ing. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, what if I had him hold her upside down and she did a front split instead of a middle split? So I had her do that. It still looked the same.
Yeah. It's classic censorship though, right? Like they censor you and then so you figure out how within your art, within the system to still say, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, this next sponsor changed my life. Okay?
Yeah.
MeUndies, our undies have been transformed.
Oh.
They
You
are
guys
the
want to
most...
know what's on my ass right now?
Is it MeUndies?
Is it?
They're so soft. It's like, where has this technology been all of our lives? How come we have not all been wearing MeUndies forever?
They designed a membership that not only saves you 30% on each order, but delivers a fun new pair of undies or socks to your door each month. You can control your shipments, and you also get early access to their most exclusive prints. And now that everyone is work from home, they also offer really soft loungewear, perhaps the softest in the world. Fill your closet with things you actually want to put on. That's what you should do. If you're at home, be cozy. And MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off and free shipping. MeUndies also has their problem-free philosophy. If you're not satisfied with any product for any reason, they'll refund or exchange it. No caveats, no questions. So to get your 15% off your first order, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/tryguys. That's MeUndies.com/tryguys. Big victory moments are like so crucial to you, especially in high school, having something to point to and be like, yeah, whether that's a soccer game that you won and you just fucking didn't expect to win or anything. I think when you have those like big achievements, it makes you feel like a fucking baller.
You remember them.
You remember them. Like that is in my head.
Like Zach's jazz solo.
Like Zach's jazz solo. That's exactly right.
I saved jazz. Suck it, La La Land.
You overcame. You overcame and you did it. And I've got a handful of those moments in my memory, but like, do you guys have any other pivotal adolescent victories?
Well, you have your adolescent victories. You also have your adolescent failures.
Oh, that's true. That's true too.
And that's where my mind's taking me right now while you think of victories.
Yikes.
So I didn't do choir much, but in elementary school, I think you were required to from like up until third grade.
Yeah.
And so in first grade, we had this very specific dress code where we all had to wear white button downs. For whatever reason, I hated button downs. I thought they were the most constrictive, nerdiest. I wouldn't be caught dead. Like it like choked me. I hated it. So I just decided I'm just not gonna tell my mom. I'm just gonna tell my mom that I don't need a white button down. We don't own a white button down, so which means I had to borrow it from the Englanders to get it. I'm not gonna tell her. So now it's
Are those people from England?
No, just my good friends.
Okay.
I see how that's
Englanders sounds
confusing.
like a good Netflix show.
Yeah.
I would watch it.
The Englanders.
But are they from?
Englanders.
They're English, right?
No, that's the controversy.
Yeah.
They're pretending to be from England. They're actually spies.
I'm stuck on this. Why are they called the England?
That's their last name.
Oh, their
Probably
last
with an-
name.
with an
Same
I
England.
or something.
I'm sure at one point they came from England, but they didn't have British accents, right? And so I lived right across the street from the middle school. So it was like 5 minutes to go, run over. And so my mom's like, wait, what do you have to wear? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, I guess a white shirt or something. And she's like, what?
Zachy.
So she puts me in a white t-shirt that is stained.
Oh, no.
There's no time. And then so I put on a little black blazer and I'm pissed off. And I get to the school. Everyone is wearing a white button down. And in my mind, I was like, it's not going to be a big deal. Like, hit or miss.
Was this a special occasion or was this?
This was a
first
recital.
day of school. Oh, a
No, this
recital.
was a
Okay,
recital.
Yeah. Oh, a recital.
Yeah. Oh,
But
boy.
my teacher, Kate, will look at me and she's like, Zach, what the fuck? I don't think she said fuck. But I'm like, this is what I have. And she's like, well, take the jacket off. I'm like, I can't. And she's like, take the jacket off. I'm wearing a short sleeve white shirt that has like some sort of like berry stain on it. And she just sighs. She's like, God damn it. I went to school for this. I care so much about singing and art, and I'm trying to teach this fucking first grader how to sing hot cross buns.
Oh man.
Put the jacket on. So we have a photo of the recital, and
Everyone.
it's a sea of white, and me in the front row wearing a black blazer. It is
That's
and I feel like that story says so much about me, where I am rebellious for stupid reasons. I demand to do things my own way, and then suffer for it.
And there's a picture too.
That's
Yeah.
I connect with that so hard. Just not knowing you have to do something and not telling your parents.
And be like,
That's
no,
critical.
I'm not going to.
did
I'm
you
going to be
do?
an individual.
Well, so I had when you said humiliation about being a little boy, that reminded me. So there was a camp. And I didn't go to sleepaway camp ever, but there were day camps I wanted to go to. And I was not a sporty kid, but I was bigger than all the other kids. So everyone was always like, Miles, don't you play sports? Don't you play basketball? And I didn't really. And then, especially in middle school. And then once I was in high school, I played ultimate frisbee. Huge fucking shout out. But there was camps, and my neighbors were going to this cool camp. And they were like, it's arts and crafts. You do archery, you do all this stuff. And I was like, that's so psyched. So my parents were like, awesome. We'll sign you up for the camp in town. That's the arts and crafts camp. We drive up on day one. We're taking the other kids. We pull up to this gym.
You shit your pants.
And I was like, oh, I shit my pants. No. We pull to the gym. I get out and I'm like, all these kids are fucking jocks. This is clearly not the right camp. My dad had signed me up for the wrong camp. I walk in and we're like signing up. My dad's like, this is the right camp. And the other kids in the car are like, we don't go to this camp. We go to a different camp. So somehow I see all these kids. I'm so intimidated. My dad reneges on that camp, signs me up for the arts and crafts camp. We go. In the middle of the arts and crafts camp, there's a basketball day, and we're going to play that original camp in basketball. So I'm like nervous because I'm
you
like,
think they're what? They're going to recognize you?
I'm not worried they're going to recognize me. I'm just intimidated by their vibe. They were jocks. They were like, the boys and the girls are jocks. They're like
sports.
The kids who play sports in school and are now doing it in the summer. I wanted to shoot a bow and arrow and go home.
Of course.
Yeah. So we're there, we're playing, and they put me in, and I'm like, I'm not going to be very good. They put me in the basketball game. These kids, by the way, are heckling from the gym. Because,
disrespect.
they're having fun. Like, this is what their vibe is. They love it. They're having so much fun.
Suck.
They're just like, they're laughing. I'm sweating. I'm so nervous. And finally, I'm in the game. And there's a play, and I'm like, oh my God, the ball's right in front of me. It's my time to grab the ball. Oh, no. I grab the ball. I'm in front of everybody else. I'm going. I shoot the ball. I fucking score. I get it. I hear cheering.
Oh my God,
I
no,
turn
I know.
around. I'm the only one on that side of the court. It's the wrong goal.
Oh, you scored on yourself.
It's the wrong goal. Everyone else is like, what the fuck are you doing on the other side of the thing?
No.
I turn to the bleachers, and all the kids are laughing. Literally a wall of children laughing at me.
Oh my God.
I couldn't be more ashamed.
That is
still today.
Miles, you just a memory erupted, and Ned's gonna cringe even harder.
I don't know that. I need a minute. I need like 1
I want to roll
second.
right into the panic. What do you have that tops that?
I was like swimming, soccer, taekwondo,
Yeah,
all
right.
sorts. So soccer, this was more elementary school. So, but just around the age where it's getting competitive and the parents are actually a little serious.
Yeah.
So we were in the finals, my team. Oh. And it was down to like second half.
Depends.
Like
Little kid,
literally
it's
30 seconds left. And I'm a forward, and I have the ball, and I'm one of the best shooters on the team, and I am sprinting with it down towards their goalie. And the person, I'm like being tailed by one of the other, opposing team. Mm-hmm. And this person who tries to like get it away from me, he trips and just face plants. And I'm literally, and this was my personality. I stop and turn and help him up.
Oh, what?
And we're tied. And then the goalie kicks the ball. Everyone was chasing us. There's one guy in there, the other in the field, and they fucking score and win.
That hurts.
That was
bleeding hard.
And
That's like, that one doesn't make me cringe. That one's
makes me
sad.
because I just stopped and I was just like, "Are you okay?" Classic kid thing. I was just like, "Are you okay? Do you need help?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm okay." Because he face planted.
Yeah.
Hate it.
My natural instinct was like, I gotta help this human.
Yeah.
But I was like, my leg was back, ready to fucking bend it like Beckham.
Sports are supposed to teach
I had never
kids
seen
life skills.
Yeah.
And I think you picked up a good
I
one.
went a little too
You play
nice.
sports
I
for
never-
a reason to get away from your goddamn life.
I was like, my coach.
I'm mad. I like Miles' story better. He messed up, and it was funny.
The coach,
Fucked up what could have been.
the coach never looked at me the same way again.
I believe it.
I was once his star
shame.
player, and it was just that was. Are you
I
okay?
trained you to not have a conscience, motherfucker.
I mean, that's not the time you have a conscience.
No.
So.
Yeah.
We started with the joys of childhood art, and now you've just ripped my heart open with
horrible.
sports trauma, which is the defining traumas of my childhood. It's
Oh man, the only sports trauma that like I still really remember, and maybe I'll remember another one as we talk, was just that there was little league and minor league, and I don't remember. I think little league was where they pitched and hit, like the kids would throw and hit, and then minor league was when there was a pitching machine and you would hit. Well, the tryouts for it were still just on the pitching machine. Everybody had to do the pitching machine. You'd go up to bat, you'd run the bases, you'd do some drills in the outfield. Well, I'd done the outfield drills, wasn't bad. It was like, okay, I could throw pretty far, had a good arm on me, I could catch pop flies okay. And then we did the batting thing. And I couldn't hit a single ball. And they give you like...
And it's scary when you're a kid.
It's fast.
They give you like 20 pitches. And I fucking missed every single one. And then they say, it's okay, just run the bases. I'm like, I have to run the bases? I don't want to run the bases.
Do you remember in
I just
Little
felt
League?
publicly humiliated in front of every other kid trying out that I missed, and then and now you have to run the bases, and then I like ran the bases, and I like didn't hit the second base right, so I had to double back and tap it, and then run it. I was like, I was so mortified at how pathetic my showing of my skills was, and then I made it onto the minor league, which means you didn't do very well, and then I was put on like a team that lost every game.
Did the parents in your town do the thing when you wouldn't swing and they go, good eye, good eye, good eye?
Yeah, good eye. That wasn't for you. That wasn't for you.
No matter how good the pitch was.
But then about 10 pitches in, like, okay, you're gonna have to pick one. Maybe that was the one.
Before they like make you get out off of pitches when it's like you get 3 attempts at it.
Yeah.
So
I understand the sentiment. I don't know if they've retired this, but do you guys remember when they would give end of season team trophies or ribbons for certain things?
Oh yeah,
usually like MVP.
Those are
MVP is the best one.
Best fucking part about being a millennial, everybody gets a trophy.
Yeah, trophy ceremony, pizza.
The one that no one wanted, that always was there, was most improved.
Oh yeah, you don't want most improved.
And it was always
You were athletic.
It was never about the person who was most improved. It was just literally
it's like a year bad type.
it was literally the worst player on the
You
team.
showed up to every single practice and every game. You really did it, Hank.
Okay.
Good job.
You're right.
So basketball, I was bad at. Shocker.
Of course.
And I mean, I've told a lot of my sports drama stories. This one I don't think I have. I was too weak to reach the basket. Like I had my little flimsy arms in elementary school, and I would go to take it would be short. I couldn't even get it high enough. Was that anyone else's experience?
Oh yeah, it was impossible to throw a basketball that high when you were a child.
So I have this one memory. I don't know why. It was after something at school, and it's all of the athletic kids, who I was friends with some of them, me and my dad, right? And we're all playing basketball, and my dad gets the ball, and he keeps passing it to me,
of course,
being like, Zach, take the shot. And I'm like, no. And I keep passing it away, and like he will get the ball back, and he passes it to me, and I'm like, no. And it was this. I saw how sweet it was from him, but I was mortified because he was putting me in a place to reveal that I was too weak to even make a single basket. And it was
defensive specialist.
I feel that pain still. Like, it's so weird how those things from elementary school, it stays. It's still in there. And
Part of your growth.
Yeah.
It's funny that, Eugene, your story about like the person falling down, because I was literally like taught by my coaches to be a little shit. There was one coach that literally taught us to put your finger and like squeeze your finger and your thumb to make it into like an imperceptible little shiv and get right up behind a defensive player and start poking them under their ribs to distract them on a corner kick.
Wow.
And it was like,
you two.
it was the whole, like we were taught like if it doesn't get called, it's not a foul. And if it's like, if there's a team that, is maybe better than you technically, you can often get them off by their game by being like out physicalizing them, which is true. Like, if you start kind of just bumping up the little pretty boy, twist them up, sports center guys, they will just get mad and then start making mistakes. And that was what I was taught. It was so funny. And soccer is
there.
it's true. Soccer is a sport
Ned was
about
the villain in our childhood decom.
Yeah, I kind of was.
I'm picturing the same soccer field where Ned has his little finger and he's jabbing, and then it cuts over to Eugene.
This was more
and he's
high school.
Like, I got a flower for you.
This was more high school, but I was like one of the earliest kids to get a yellow card for retaliation because of somebody, that's what you gotta watch out for. Somebody starts like messing with you and then you like retaliate too much, the ref always sees retaliation. So then it was after that point where the coach taught us to be the person seeding the bad feelings, and then they spin around at you.
Well, the one good thing about that type of sports mentality is at the very least you call it
sportsmanship
or unsportsmanship is there's clearly rules set. People are trying to bend them. It's still a competition, but you'll still be punished if you do something outrageous, right?
Yeah, exactly. I got a red card one time, and it was really sad.
That shit doesn't exist in art, so you still got people with the same vicious like mental shiv.
But there's no rules.
There's no rules. Like you can't like start a fight with the lead actress of your school play because you know that she got it for XYZ.
So the only thing that's like that is in the all-state like auditions. There were people who would, if you just get randomly assigned a slot. So you'd normally be there the whole day though, because it was like an hour away. You would go with like 6 other students, and everyone would have different slots throughout the day. So you sort of spent your day just sitting around. But if you went early and you were good, a lot of the good people who went early would then play throughout the rest of the day, and they'd walk up to other kids who hadn't auditioned yet and be like, oh, do you know this song? Let's play together. They would try to exhaust the other players so that they would be fatigued, and also they'd be in their head because
That's
if
like
I was a good
40
player,
chess, man.
I would go show how good I was and how I already went, and it went really well.
Oh my
I probably already got it. How high can you play? And then you try to make people play high notes, and that definitely drains you.
Oh my God.
Now, was
so
this like
fucked up.
discussed? You knew what you were doing, or was it just kind of unspoken? And
I didn't do that to people. My band directors
gotcha.
were like, if someone comes over and you haven't gone yet and they're trying to get you to play with them, don't play with them. Save your chops for the audition.
Wow.
And it was very and I saw it happen. I definitely saw it, and it was like, oh wow, these are people who are like blowing out their chops before they audition, and they're probably going to blow it.
I never pulled that kind of mental fuckery, but in drama club in high school, a friend of mine, I think I was a sophomore, so it was that same politics of like, you don't get the good parts until other people have paid their dues. But we were auditioning for Oklahoma. I was auditioning for Ali Hakim. She was auditioning for the love interest who, you know that show?
I'm not a big Oklahoma person.
Me neither.
76 from.
And what we decided to do is like, it was a love scene, and we're like, in our audition, we're gonna kiss in the audition, and that's gonna get like, you don't do that, right?
Whoa.
Kids don't do that.
That's hot.
And so we did
All right.
it. We got the roles,
Get it.
and we were like, we're in, baby.
Wow. Audience, get with me. You're at the grocery store. You fill up your cart. You check out. You're in your car on the way home, and then suddenly you remember, raisins. I forgot to get raisins. Don't you hate when you forget that one thing at the store and you don't have time to go back because you've got a meeting? Well, guess what? You can actually get snacks, drinks, and household essentials in 30 minutes with DoorDash. That's right, DoorDash, which brings you all the food that you love, all the food from all the restaurants, and it can also bring you grocery stuff. Ordering is easy. You just open that DoorDash app, you choose what you want from where you want, and your items will be left safely outside your door with a contactless delivery drop-off setting. With over 300,000 partners in the U.S., Puerto Rico, Canada, and Australia, you can support your neighborhood go-tos or choose from your favorite national restaurants like Popeyes, Chipotle, and Cheesecake Factory. For a limited time, you guys can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on your first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code TryPod. That's 25% off, up to $10 value, and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code TryPod. Don't forget, that's code TryPod for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Subject to change, terms apply.
You want to audition together.
Because you kind of had to audition in pairs and run the scene in front of everybody.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was
That usually was us for callbacks.
That's how you know that.
I think it was callback.
That's
Yeah.
how you know that you're like, you got an in. It's when they start rotating all the like female leads with you. You're like, I'm in the front runner position.
Oh, you're
And
favored.
she was very talented, and she was like, "We got this. We're getting you in. You're gonna be my Ali Hakim. Let's fucking do this."
Whoa, wow.
Yeah,
What a champion.
It was good. And then I was a real loser thereafter. It makes me sound super cool that I got to kiss in high school.
Hell yeah.
That was my first kiss. Was a stage kiss. And I don't even count that as a real kiss. But it was also sprung on me in a
it's not.
rehearsal. And I was like, it was like my whole body tensed up and I sucked my mouth in because they're like, this was like the dress rehearsal. They're like, Eugene, you have to You have to kiss her.
gonna
This
do
is
it,
your
save it
wife
for
in
the
the
night.
show.
The one before.
The whole time I was just like, okay, we got the scene. It was like, and
then we
turn
kiss,
the
all right?
page.
Can
All
we
right.
go?
Set
Okay.
change.
Definitely.
The stage kisses are very not sexy. Ariel the other day was like, if you're doing a scene, like, how do you not get a boner? I was like, well, it's not like that. It's not sexy at all.
Yeah,
I mean, I
it's
remember
really not.
even like having a simulated sex scene in a play in college, and it was
in
like
college, thank God.
in college, yeah. And it wasn't sexy at all. You're trying to think of like, I'm doing this next, but this line I had to
Right.
get this
It's
blocking. I move my
choreography,
arm over
it's
here.
lines.
But I guess I never like had a kiss scene with like a crush. That might be different.
Yeah, that might have made it different. I
It's a
didn't.
little sexy.
You still get the same like nerves before the
Right.
kiss,
And then
because
you're like, oh,
gonna
that's not
kiss,
satisfying.
and everyone's gonna watch you kiss, and you don't. There's not a lot of public kissing with someone who's not your partner that you do in life.
It is weird thinking about too, like reflecting back, all of the parents coming to watch their high schoolers kiss on stage. It's a very weird.
It is
Yeah.
strange.
I loved high school theater though. So fun.
I miss it. We should put on a play,
We should
guys.
put on
high
a
school
play.
play.
I want to do
We've
it.
been talking about this, getting
know.
ex-theater kids who are on YouTube to do just live Shakespearean.
A live Shakespeare play.
Well, we've
Yeah.
been talking
Spring
about
Awakening.
Shakespeare, which I think is very fun, and like, but that's a unique thing. Like, I want to do a musical.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do an old.
That'd
high-
be great. I think it's just the copyright issue, right?
I know.
We'll pay for it.
High schools can pay for it. We can afford it. Maybe.
Well,
Oh, I just got an image in my brain of high schoolers doing Hamilton, and it just
Oh, there's a lot of funny videos.
It just
of white
rocked
kids.
my-
How
Oh,
does a bastard orphan?
rocked my
son of a
brain.
It's
whore?
crazy, yeah.
Immigrants, we get the job done.
Oh yeah. There's YouTube. There's YouTube videos.
I bet. What would be the musical we would do? The musical that exists that we'd put on? Wicked?
Brigadoon.
All right.
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd is a
That would
really
be
good
fun.
one, actually.
That'd
I
be a
think Les
fun one.
Mis.
I guess so.
Les Mis
yeah.
has lots of good parts for each of us.
Right.
And a lot of good parts to fill out.
I think we want that like
also do
1950s musical style, right? You
Yeah.
want that old swing.
Zach wants to do Oklahoma. He wants to
I guess so.
get his Hakeem character back.
Maybe we should write our own Romeo and Juliet musical, that's like kind of like a West Side Story, but a different, where maybe we can make it about internet culture.
Miles, did we tell you about the time we saw West Side Story in Australia?
No. Why did you
boy.
We
go
saw
do
it at
that?
the Sydney Opera House
Sydney
because we were
Opera
like,
House.
look at us, baby. We
Gotta
are
go.
going to the Sydney Opera House, and the only thing that's playing is West Side Story. But here's the thing. It was a troupe of all Australian actors.
No.
Like, really, like, not great, trying to do Brooklyn accents.
And for context here, this was the only thing playing in the
Our only
window.
thing playing, our only free night.
It was like,
Yeah.
gotta
just
see
booked
this.
it. We're like, whatever. We love West Side Story. It'll be fine. It was not fine.
Also, not only was it that these particular actors were not supposed to be playing those races or doing those accents, it was
boy.
that when you read the playbill, you realized that this show was the first show that this theater company had ever done at all. And their first show was at the Sydney Opera House. Now, I've been involved in a lot of things, a lot of groups, and let me tell you, my first show was at the back of a bar at midnight. My first shows had 17 people in attendance at a theater called the Conservatory.
Yeah.
I didn't get to play the Sydney Opera House
That's
for
crazy.
my first show in a theater.
Give us a little
company.
taste. What did Australian West Side Story sound like?
When you're a jet, you're a jet. I can't even do it. It
Yeah,
was
such a
so many layers of accents.
wow.
Yeah.
Well,
To be in Australia.
it was enjoyable in the end.
It was-
just for the
Oh,
story.
we had a great
We had fun. But
We had fun.
We did not realize how much wine we should have had before sitting down. We only really snuck in like one
We
glass.
had a good amount of wine, but we could have had more.
We could have
And
had a
Ariel
lot
was
more.
upset because she really liked the musical and thought that us laughing about it was ruining it because she didn't think it was
gunshot
as
at the
bad
end.
as we thought it was.
Yeah.
There was a big gunshot at the end that was so loud.
and
And
terrifying.
I
mistimed?
started laughing and she was like, "Stop it!"
No, it was that normally you see the person with the gun coming to kill whichever character they kill. You see them,
Tony.
right? So you have the anticipation of, oh no, something bad is about to happen. But in this production, just the gun person was off stage, so out of fucking nowhere, there's a romantic scene, and then there's a huge loud bang. Sounds like an accident, honestly. And then he walks out with the gun. You're like, what?
It was so
They're
loud,
dead?
so surprising.
I I saw the Of Mice and Men Broadway show with James Franco and Chris O'Dowd on Broadway.
Whoa.
And this big emotional scene. It's the end of Of Mice and Men. George is about to kill Lenny, and he's got the gun up, and the show ends with a big gunshot, and boom, it bangs, and there's a blackout, and the woman behind, it's like this big emotional scene. I'm ready to be invested. The woman behind me goes, "Oh, Jesus Christ." And I just was like, you fucking dickhead, ruining this show.
Unfortunately, that was me. I ruined that moment. For I was like,
the whole audience agreed with how the show was.
Yeah,
You know, and everyone will laugh like,
yeah.
how about that?
Unforgivable moments when someone ruins an emotional scene for
Yeah.
you. I saw the movie Her, and it's the first time that he has sex with his phone, Joaquin Phoenix, and I'm in the theater, and it's this like very weird, uncomfortable scene. And it all goes to black, and you just hear their voices, and it's like kind of like Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson fucking, and their voices, and my dad leans over and just goes, "This is pretty weird, huh?" And I'm like, "Dad, get out of here!"
I can't wait to do that to my kids.
Oh, it made my skin
weird.
crawl.
I love that. That's so funny.
It's pretty weird, huh?
I'm going to high five him next time I see him just for that.
That opens up a can of worms we got to talk about another time, maybe in the afterpod, about people who talk during movies even at home.
Yeah, we're
or
having a little
awkward sex scenes with your parents in movies.
Well, stick around. Go to patreon.com/tryguys. We'll do a little after pod. But now it's Miles time for advice. Miles
time.
Guys, 100 episodes. You know, wow, look at us go. I really.
But how many episodes of advice will go for Miles? Because that wasn't the first episode.
Yes, it was.
It was
really?
really?
Because we started it in the Patreon.
Oh,
so
you're right.
One was maybe
Like 20 episodes
Neti
in?
Pot was
16 or
episode
17,
1.
yeah.
Yeah. So episode 1 of
That's
the
why
TryPod.
I feel like we've done more than 100.
Yeah, we've done like 120.
But let's just set this up real quick. 100 episodes. We've really been building to this. And you may have been asking yourself, well, Try Guys, I expected a theme. Why didn't you, this was just an episode where you're talking about normal stuff. Why didn't you really bring out the trumpets
gun.
and the 100 gun? Thank you.
Yeah.
Just stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Miles has something that will definitely live up to this intro.
That's
this
right.
is Miles' time.
This is Miles time.
Miles.
It's advice that'll go
Ladies and
for
gentlemen,
Miles. Tune in to
100 pieces of advice, 100 pieces of ass. You're out there in the world, and I wish I could give each and every single one of you a little spank, okay? Because I couldn't be more jazzed to give you the 100 piece of advice that'll go for Miles. Stay horny, folks. What's up, Miles Nation? How y'all doing tonight?
Oh, horny.
It's pretty weird, right?
Too much.
Have you ever wanted to go from a 2 to a 10?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought, maybe I could stand here and give everyone a boner?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking about putting your hand somewhere. Put your hand in your pocket to be sexy. No longer are you standing there wondering, what am I gonna do with my hands? Put those little creepers in your pocket, and everyone will think that's an ass I'd like to French. You can put one hand front, one hand back, a veritable 69 of standing. But if you put your hand in your pocket, then people are thinking, oh my God, look at those shoulders. I'd love to grease those up and send them down a tube. But I'm telling you, if you want a good outfit, sort of your posture, then I want you to put your hands in your pockets for a photo. Or if you're standing on the bus waiting to be noticed by a tall man with long hair.
Now, Miles, do you know the rules pertaining to pockets when it comes to photographs? Because I get this wrong all the time.
Now, here's
Yeah, you
what
do.
I've experienced. Here's what I've experienced, and Eugene, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, which I most likely am. Put your hand in your pocket, and your dick's gonna look bigger.
No, this is not what I'm talking
just how
about.
you put your hands in your pocket.
Oh, half up to the knuckle, similar to knuckle deep into your pocket. Is that right?
Yeah, it's not wrong.
Okay, knuckle deep into your pocket.
Similar to what?
Thumb out like you're freaking hitchhiking, looking for ass.
What I've been told is like you don't want your hand to disappear in your pocket.
That's
Yeah.
a ball hand.
Yeah, it looks weird, and I
this.
always do it. But then I've also been told, like, well, don't just leave your thumb out, because then your thumbs look like you're pointing at your dingus.
Which may be, and honestly, respect.
So sometimes you just hook the thumb.
Yeah, hook the
Yeah.
thumb.
Hook the thumb.
I found that the hand in the back pocket kind of makes it seem like, oh, what's he touching back there?
I like that.
Yeah, and I like that too.
Wrangler.
But if you're,
Hand in the back pocket is a very relaxed
Yeah.
pose. I think it's like, hey, I can hang.
I'm just sitting here sipping a beer by myself at this bar.
yeah,
If you want to come talk to me.
if you're sort of a 2 looking to be a 10,
In the
put
department.
in the department, put your hand in your pocket,
Okay.
and all of a sudden you're sexy. Alakazam.
That's pretty good advice.
Yeah.
Nice job, Miles.
Alakazam, and I'm not talking about the Pokemon. Alakazam for sure, raw dogs.
He's got lots
Oh,
of spoons.
Alakazam fucks. You seen that nose? He's got a meaty nose. Looks
Eugene,
like a dick.
Eugene's review of my advice.
What if they don't have pockets?
Put your hand in your ass.
Ah.
No, I think that then you can get a waistband or caress
Oh,
the sort
dude,
of.
Alakazam definitely fucks. Look
Dude,
at this
Alakazam
dude.
is dope.
Look at
He's
this
got big
dude.
mustache. He's got spoons.
Yeah.
That's your 100th piece of
That's
advice.
my 100th piece of, arguably the most important piece of advice I've given.
What is advice other than to make yourself more fuckable?
You know, it's been 100 advices. What do you think? Can you remember back? What's been Miles's best advice?
Get a candle.
Get a candle. That
Candle?
is a pivotal piece of advice.
I remember the loofah episode specifically
That
for
was
some
big.
reason. Because for me, it was just that you had only recently discovered a loofah at that time, and I thought that was very alarming to me.
I think that was advice 1.
Really?
Was maybe loofah.
It was
Because
a
then you
good
guys
one.
made fun of me for not washing my loofah, which to be honest, I've got the same loofah.
No!
No,
You
I
gotta
don't.
get a new one.
I got a new one, but it was about a year ago.
I'm back to bar soap.
I bar soap, but then I scrub a dub on top.
I scrub a dub if I feel like I need to exfoliate. We do have a salt scrub, but normally I'm just that bar soap, baby.
Maggie just got this plastic mitten that's like.
Oh,
You have
that
the
thing
same
hurts.
thing.
And
yeah.
That shit
It's
hurts.
intense.
It is so hard.
It's fine sandpaper, I'd say.
It feels good. I like that pain, but like every morning I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I don't do that every day.
Yeah, it's intense.
I do.
Well, I think we've learned a lot today here, folks. Keith brought up musical triumphs, got into some sports traumas.
Yeah.
Miles gave us
commonplace advice.
commonplace advice,
Mostly for photos, I would say, than
But
real life.
truly,
Yeah.
but truly representative of the vibes
Yeah.
of the TryPod. Really a roller coaster of emotions. So just remember, whether you are triumphant, whether you fail, or whether you're just sexy with your hand in your pocket,
That's right.
know that we're here for you.
That's right.
Yeah, you thought we were going to give you a special fancy episode on the 100th? No, we give you the same thing because we know what you like. You like these meandering conversations that kind of go nowhere. And then
Yeah.
some advice that's not very good.
Feels
That's
like
what you're here for.
You're
Yeah.
a part of it.
Yeah.
That you're one of our friends because you know what? You are.
Here's to 100 more.
And you know what? Within this next batch of 100, what can you look forward to? I'm guessing a little bit more egg talk.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Next time we do this at home, I'm gonna be in the bathtub.
A
I'm gonna do a
pod.
tub episode.
We need a
Oh,
tub
we should do an
episode.
at-home tub pod.
I think
the
that
audio
people
will
People
be
might see
horrible.
my dick.
Wait, was the tub one of your advice for Miles?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would say that you helped me live my truest bathtub self more shamelessly. You know,
That's good.
And Miles got us some bath salts for Christmas, and
That's
I
right.
hadn't been back to the office until last week, so I finally got them. Thank you, Miles.
Of course. Yeah.
I think of you whenever I enter my turb.
I love to think about my bosses in the tub.
Another perfect episode. Mash that subscribe button, rate us 5 stars, and get yourself a merch at tryguys.com. It helps support the show. You know, it's not just about us. It's about you. Wearing some sick Try Guys cloud hoodies like the one I'm wearing.
Just so no one thinks I was cool in high school, this one time we were doing a choir show and I farted really bad. I farted really loud, but it wasn't just a loud one, it was a really smelly one. And then everyone knew it was me. So then for like weeks after, they called me eggs.
Oh,
No
really?
way.
And we got an egg reference in a way I never expected.
Wow.
I just tied it all together.
You've been living with this egg pain all this time.
Well, I think eggs are delicious.
Same.
Oh, so good.
But I'm just saying,
Preach.
Preach.
life's a journey, ups and downs.
So keep that in mind, listeners. Right now, you may have an egg in your life, but someday that egg will become eggs. Keith, hit us with the official 100th TryPod theme song.
Sometimes your egg will become eggs. Don't ask us how an egg can become more than one egg unless it's still developing and splits into two, which is how you have twins, which is like me and you. It is the TryPod.
Until next time, stay beautiful.